doing right.
Don't miss the action at the 2013 Sun and Fun Fly-In. Friday, you can watch all the high-flying fun streaming live starting at 3 p.m. Go to WFLA.com for all the details. Now, on News Channel 8.
Happening today, the parents accused of kidnapping their two sons and taking them to Cuba go before a judge. We're live to tell you what else is happening in the case this morning.
Then I talk one-on-one with St. Petersburg's mayor about the controversy surrounding the lens.
And the old Capitol Theater in Clearwater has been hiding a secret for decades. It's now uncovered. It's Thursday, April 11th.
Live from the News Center in high definition, this is News Channel 8 on your side today.
Well, good morning and welcome to News Channel 8 today. I'm Gail Guayardo.
I'm Rod Carter. Glad you could join us this morning. Let's get started this morning with Storm Team 8 meteorologist Lee Spann in the Forecast Center.
Good morning, guys. I tell you what, it feels much more summer-like when you walk outside because of the higher humidity, leading to the warmer temperatures. In fact, check some of them out in the mid-70s, where it's 74 in Clearwater right now. Brandon, you're at 71. Sun City Center is at 71. Largo's at 72. It's a muggy 74 in Dade City, 72 in Bartow, and 69 in Northport. By midday, we're up to 81. Afternoon highs in the mid-80s. Now, notice in the evening, we do add in a 30% chance of storms and keep it mild overnight at 73, but we are tracking a cold front. I'll run down when it gets here coming up. Now, let's check on the roadways, Leslie.
Well, we've got a couple problems working out in the Clearwater area, but hopefully they're going to be wrapped up soon. We have a closure here right at Highway 60 and US 19 due to some overnight road work, and that should be wrapping up any minute. In the meantime, you can still take Drew Street, but we do have a collision right here, Drew Street at Fairwood Avenue. Let's pull out the camera now. I want to take a quick look here at 275 in Pinellas County. This is 22nd Avenue North, and you can see the traffic is moving at great speeds both directions. Also, no delays over in Hillsborough County. That's a look at the roadways. Let's check back with Rod and Gail now.
All right, thank you.
Happening today, the parents accused of kidnapping their sons will face a judge for the first time. In just a few hours, Joshua and Sharon Haken will be in court to face a long list of charges. 24 hours ago, investigators brought the couple back from Cuba after a week on the run from authorities. News Channel 8's Melissa Beckman is live at the Hillsborough County Courthouse to explain what's happening today. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning to you, Gail. For the first time today in just a few hours, the Hakens will hear a judge read the serious crimes they're now charged with, including kidnapping. Deputies say the couple abducted their two boys from their grandmother's Tampa house on last Wednesday, over a week ago now. FBI agents say the Hakens then sailed to Cuba, but were quickly caught and brought back. So how will this week-long alleged abduction affect 2-year-old Chase and 4-year-old Cole? A mental health expert says kids are pretty resilient, and how people treat them now is just as important as what happened to them during the last week.
It's kind of like when a child falls down. Do we race over there and hover and act like their world has ended and they're falling apart and they should be rushed to the emergency room? Or do we say, hey, how you doing? Why don't you jump back up, buddy, and let's keep on going?
Children are now back with their grandparents, who are their legal guardians, and it will be up to the courts to decide if Sharon and Joshua Haken will ever regain custody of the boys. Now, at their first appearance hearing this morning, a judge will tell them if they'll be allowed out of jail on bond. And also happening today, Cole and Chase's grandfather has scheduled a press conference, and he says the boys will both be there. Gail?
All right, thanks so much, Melissa. Well, the FBI has decided not to charge the Hakens with any federal crimes.
We are following breaking news right now. Let's go straight to Adrian Pedersen.
Rod, it's been a year since that neighborhood watch captain, George Zimmerman, turned himself in on charges for Trayvon Martin's death. Well, his mother, Gladys Zimmerman, is speaking out this morning. I just found a statement from her. She just released it a few minutes ago. I found that on an Orlando station's website. So let me read part of it to you. She says she remembers this day 1 year ago as the day the justice system failed us as Americans, and as a consequence, an innocent man was arrested. George Zimmerman was charged with murder. She goes on to talk about how the media villainized her son. Zimmerman's trial is set to start June 10th. Rod?
The state executed one of its longest-serving death row inmates 32 years after kidnapping and murdering a 10-year-old Pinellas County girl. In 1980, Larry Eugene Mann kidnapped and beat Elisa Vera Nelson to death with a pipe. She was on her way to school at the time. Well, last night, Mann was executed at the state prison in Stark. He was 59 years old. Tax refund fraud, the problem that 8 on Your Side has been investigating for years now, is now center stage in Washington, D.C. Senator Bill Nelson called the Senate committee hearing. Law enforcement says to stop the crime for good, fake returns cannot make it through the IRS. Senator Nelson's bill would increase penalties and push the IRS to quickly help victims.
New this morning, the lens controversy continues. A group called Concerned Citizens of St. Petersburg is pushing hard to stop St. Petersburg from building the lens, the new design for the downtown St. Petersburg Pier. But what happens if the group is successful? Well, this morning I talked one-on-one with St. Pete's Mayor Bill Foster to find out. The old inverted pier is a landmark in downtown St. Petersburg, but it's one that costs taxpayers a lot of money. $1.5 million a year.
So the model doesn't work. The retail model with rent coming in and expenses going out is a minus $1.5 million. We're not going to do that anymore. So the inverted pyramid is coming down.
A group called Concerned Citizens is trying to stop construction of the lens and trying to garner enough petitions to bring another design up for a referendum vote. Well, Mayor Foster told me he respects everyone's right to vote. He worries this could trigger a cycle of stop groups.
And what about the next group that hates the new design?
Well, I was going to say, what are the guarantees that we stop the lens and then what if they don't like the next one?
Stop the wave, stop whatever.
Can the city afford to slow down?
We have to follow the law, follow the charter, and if people come in with ballot signatures, we're going to have a referendum. That's a definite. Can we afford to slow down? No, I don't think we can. So we're really not going to slow down. We may have to hit the pause button.
There is a new group that has formed in St. Petersburg in support of the lens, and it's gaining major traction. As the two sides go at it, Mayor Foster says one way or another, the city will have a pier, just like it's had for more than a century.
You're right. We have the greatest waterfront in North America. And part of that is because we've done a great job preserving the waterfront, but part of it is because we've given people access, that look, that touch, that feel. People love the waterfront. They love a pier. So we're going to have a pier, and we've got the money set aside for a pier. I'm just hoping it's the new St. Pete Pier.
In our next half hour, we'll tell you about a huge event happening tonight at Mahaffey Theater in support of the lens. It's a free party, and you are invited to attend.
The commercial use of drones in American skies has highly restricted right now, but the FAA is looking to change that. That decision could impact a drone manufacturer here in our area in Sarasota. Gene Payson with Troy Built Models builds drones for commercial use. Now, he mostly has international clients like South Africans who use his drones to stop rhino poachers. Payson provides drones for police departments and other clients in the United States, but there are heavy restrictions that limit their use.
At this point in time, nobody can fly a drone for commercial reasons. People can go and play around with cameras all they want, and as long as it's a hobby. But as soon as it's done for hire, then it's totally illegal right now.
Now, in a report, the FAA says it is working on regulations for commercial drones. That report says spending for these drones could reach nearly $100 million in the next 10 years. In Tallahassee, Florida senators are saying no to drones. A bill that bans police from using drones to spy on citizens passed the Senate. That bill would allow drone use under court order or during an emergency.
Now to a developing story out of North Korea. Nerves are on a hair trigger again this morning. The U.S., South Korea, and Japan are anxiously waiting to see who is the target of North Korean missiles. But why does it matter if they test a missile or not? Well, because they have nuclear weapons and they're threatening to use them. For years, the U.S. has been trying to convince states, including Iran, that they're safer without nuclear weapons. North Korea is trying to prove us wrong. Costa Cruises, the owner of the infamous Costa Concordia, accepted a $1.3 million fine to settle potential criminal charges for last year's shipwreck. Carnival is the parent corporation. Last year's accident off the coast of Italy killed 32 people. The ship's captain still faces various charges, including manslaughter and abandoning ship. New this morning, long lines are forming outside of a hospital in Shanghai, China, as fears over the bird flu grow. So far, at least 9 people there have died. Health officials say they're treating 33 people for the virus, and new infections are being reported nearly every day. Authorities stress that there are no signs of human-to-human transmission.
It's 6:09. If you just won $40 million, how would you react?
Well, here's one option. amazing, right? Coming up at 6:17.
Do your dance. I love this story.
That's the going to Hawaii victory dance. Coming up at 6:17, how a grandmother of 5 found out that she is Canada's newest millionaire, eh? Then a gator goes for a leisurely stroll down the middle of a busy Tampa street. And the world's #1 golfer is getting ready for the Masters. But another golfer could steal the headlines at Augusta today. We'll explain at 6:25.
That was great. Temperature-wise this morning, I'll tell you what, it feels much more summer-like out there. Betty in Plant City says it is 71 degrees at her house, and you know what? It's going to feel pretty summer-like this afternoon with an afternoon high of 85. That's above the average of 80. 83 tomorrow, 81 on Saturday, and still 83 on Sunday. But a cold front does bring us rain chances. I'll tell you when coming up at 6:10, and you're watching News Channel 8 today.
Thousands taken from her trust. 8 on Your Side investigates tonight at 6. When 2 boys are kidnapped and Amber Alerts issued.
Keith, the sheriff's office just announced that it has warrants out for Joshua Haken's arrest.
Only one team gets you the information first. From start
The family could be on the boat still. They could have pulled into shore.
to finish.
The 2 Hillsborough County boys allegedly kidnapped by their father are back in Tampa this morning.
News Channel 8 is there
Cuban government did cooperate.
when it matters, when it's breaking. Count on the team that's on your side.
This morning.
News Channel 8.
Save time and money shopping for a fence. It's easy at Fence Outlet. Our exclusive Fence in a Box saves you money and includes everything you need for your fence project. Our white vinyl Fence in a Box starts as low as $15.44.